know where the treats at.
Is this the passing of the torch, right? Is this what this signifies?
It comes down to that front office and what they feel is most important.
The champ is here. We've touched down from a higher plane. Why you made it here?
We always look forward to that week because it was always intense.
You know that we ain't coming back. We got you.
The man, the myth, the legend, Dante Hall. My favorite player growing up was Dante Hall. I love you guys in the show, but Dante was my guy.
Get to dashing because you done on the warfare.
This episode of Chief Concerns is brought to you by betonline.ag and Underdog Fantasy. BetOnline continues to be the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for online betting in 2025. Whether you're a seasoned fan or a first-time bettor, BetOnline is your ultimate game day companion. With the largest selection of odds on everything from football, the NBA, college basketball to NHL and UFC, BetOnline is the number one sports betting source for the new year. From touchdowns to three-pointers and hat tricks, BetOnline has you covered on every game, every play, and every win. BetOnline, the game starts here. Want to make some quick cash and have fun during the NFL playoffs? Well, it's time to embrace your inner underdog. Over the last 3 weeks, we have given 11 selections, and we have cashed on 10 of those, predicting higher or lower on multiple different player statistics. So we are ready to continue this heater into the playoffs. So if you have yet to download the Underdog app, do so now and get free cash. Click the link in the description or use promo code CHIEFCONCERNS, one word, to claim your free pick plus first-time deposit offer up to $1,000 in bonus cash. It's NFL playoff season, so let's continue to keep the good vibes in 2025. Hey, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Chief Concerns. I'm Marcus Dash. That right there is our guy from our Chiefs tight end, Jason Dunn. What's up, JD?
What's up? What's going down, man? How you doing? How you doing today, Marcus?
I'm doing good, man. And we also got Teja in the house on this nice Wednesday. What's up, Tej?
Tej.
What up?
Hey, not a whole lot, man. Heard you out there with dealing with some of the fires. Are you in that area with?
We are in one of the evacuation zones. We're currently not there, so yeah, it's a lot of getting our friend to kind of help us out and see what can be salvaged and saved, and yeah, all kinds of fun stuff.
Yeah, man. Sorry to hear it for you.
Yeah, I mean, thank you, appreciate it.
Well, TG's out that way. He's in that area too, like that, you know. And so he said, I think the fires are like a mile and a half away. And so
yeah,
I said, look, man, it's a little bit too close for my liking.
I know. Yeah, I was talking to my buddy, and you know, I'm like, I'm more optimistic than my wife is about it getting to us, but his response was, yeah, I would have said there's no chance of that this morning, but here we are, and that evacuation zone has creeped up to about 3 miles closer than it was this morning. So I think mostly at this point, for the surrounding areas, some of the evacuations are due to poor air quality because of the smoke, and just in case the wind direction changes, it can change in an instant, and then like your back's against the wall and you have no time to adjust. Right. So they're asking people to kind of be more safe than sorry and get out of there now, so you're not like panicking in case like the wind changes direction.
Yeah. And it's crazy how it is because you like you said, the wind changes in an instant. You just never know. You just never know.
No, you don't know, and when it does, and then everyone's panicking. Because I was talking to someone at work, and they're like, "Yeah, I don't even see or smell smoke, but I'm like a mile away from one of the evacuation zones, and that's weird because we don't see any, remnants of it." But I was like, "Yeah, but if the wind direction changes, you're like in it, and you're in it quick." So they're just trying to get ahead of it, and they're trying to be more safe about it, which I totally get, because if they don't do that, then it's, why didn't you warn us? Why didn't you do this? Why didn't you do that? And there's the blame game, and that's endless. But there's a lot of people in rough shape right now. It's sad stuff, man.
Well, I'll tell you what, man, we we're gonna be praying for you. Hopefully everything works out for you. And like I told you, Gonzalez too told him as well. I'm like, you're the man until you're not the man. I said, sometimes you just got to play safe than sorry, and just pray, because I think it's what they said. What the embers is what the one that does it, right? It's just like catches on to your house and different things of that nature. Like you got to stop the embers from actually catching fire to it. It was kind of crazy, Coach.
Yeah.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
So it shows you how crazy this is too, because usually with California wildfires, it goes through like the forest and the mountains, because tree to tree, grass and all kinds of things. But when this one was so crazy because it like went through the cities of Palisades. Palisades is it's not just like hilly grass foresty areas. It cut through malls. So it was tearing through like home to home to home to home to city to city to city, like, building to building. You usually don't see that a lot with the California wildfires. They usually hit up the foresty areas, but that's why this is crazy. Because my friend was like, well, you're in the middle of Santa Monica, it would pretty much have to rip through the entire city to get to you. I was like, yeah, but I mean, I see footage of malls in the Palisades that are gone, just gone.
Jeez.
The high school is gone. Like,
Gracious.
It's crazy, man. It's because the wind's so powerful. So it doesn't need the foresty hills to keep the fire going. The wind's just blowing it to the next building.
Yeah. Yeah.
Crazy, man.
You know what, man? I on a smaller scale, like I grew up out in the country. Okay. And so we would, burn things. And then of course, if it catch like part of like the field, we'd have field fires. And then of course we had like, here in Kentucky is bluegrass trees. I'm talking about mountains and everything. But as soon as, and it's with a fire, as soon as that wind pushes it, how fast things move. And it'd be out of control immediately. Like you said, like, trying to adjust to it in time. I just remember as a kid, like, a couple of field fires were just so fast. It was crazy. It was crazy. I can't even imagine on that scale what it looks like. I mean, geez.
And it's low humidity. It's pretty warm right now. It's just like, it's a perfect storm of just all kinds of just terrible. Yeah. I mean, I know people that I work with that no one's lost their home that I know of, but that, one guy's been without power for like 18 hours now at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Like no water usage. It's other people just keep getting power in and out all day. And, but yeah, it's crazy. Good start to the year, huh?
Man, yeah. Well, hopefully, like the phoenix out of the ashes, man, something blossoms out of it, comes good. Kind of had to look at it, I guess, in a way of that. How else you going to look at it? You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel so sorry for all of this going on. It just happened.
Oh, it's terrible. I saw one lady today that said her parents just canceled their fire insurance for their home after like 2 months ago.
Oh, you kidding?
Can you imagine that?
Oh,
they lived there their entire lives. She said they're like in their 80s.
Oh, Lord, man.
I mean, like that's just we're gonna start to see so many after this stops. Then you're just gonna see the worst things. You're gonna hear all the bad stories, all the people who got screwed. And then you're going to hear all the people, like, and then the death tolls. And we haven't even started on that yet because they can't even get to some of the homes.
Man. Wow.
So, yeah.
I'm seeing Maria in the chats also in the, I believe, one of the evacuation zones, I believe. So sending prayers your way, Maria.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Man. Yeah. So, for everybody on here, if y'all just got finished listening to what Teja and everybody out in California is going through, man, y'all definitely put your prayers, be able to, whatever you can do to help out. I don't know, what that may be, but, at least, keep our attention on it. Sometimes a lot of support goes a long way. People just don't quite understand, like when people just, thinking about you, hey, how you doing? What can we do to help out? Different things of that nature, and I'm sure people's going to be in need of support, like food, blankets, all type of different things like that. So if you have a chance and opportunity to give to things that, especially something like this, please do. So, find it in your heart to do that. So
even just be positive, and if not positive, don't be negative, because like that, we're seeing looting is starting now too.
Oh man.
And it's like, people are being opportunistic for bad stuff like this. It's like, it's a bad way, man. It's a bad way.
Well, like Kevin Morris said, it's an apocalyptic disaster, and so somebody, getting into desperate measures, you start doing that. Like you said, we're taking advantage of it at the wrong time to try to do these things, man.
Because a lot of the evacuation zones are telling people to unlock their doors so firemen have easy access.
Yeah.
So if you make that public and you're a piece of garbage, then you're going to take that as an opportunity just to be like, open doors, open door policy. Let me go see what I can get at some of these people's homes.
Yeah,
that's up, man.
That is. Yeah. That's a shame. Absolute shame. So,
and I believe the Rams game, because Chargers are playing at Houston. Rams are going to be playing in SoFi. So where is SoFi exactly, Teja? Is that in like Los Angeles proper?
SoFi's in Inglewood.
Is that part of the evacuations?
That's very south. That's very south.
Okay. Yeah, because I read as of right now.
We got to Inglewood. There's a lot of problems.
Yeah.
We got there'd be you got to go through a lot of areas.
Right. I was going to say, yeah.
No, I don't think that will. It might affect the attendance of the game, but I don't. The actual area.
I just got push notifications saying the game is still scheduled to be played Monday, but I didn't know if that was like how close that was to everything. Man.
Yeah, no.
Unfortunate. Well, hopefully things get figured out soon. It's tough. Obviously tonight, guys, I know there's a lot of things are going on, a lot of tragic things are going on in the world. But we're going to do our best to try to provide, some optimism and levity. Just sports is an escape, for many of us. But tonight we're going to talk about the playoff preview of everything that's going on in the NFL. And of course, some unfortunate, depending on how you look at it, some unfortunate news about two of our coordinators, depending on how you look at it, fortunate or unfortunate. Fortunate for them if they do get another crack at being a head coach. But we'll talk about those as well as the playoff preview. But JD, do you want to say hello to the chat tonight?
Absolutely. Just saying hi. Kevin Mars actually was a retired firefighter. He was press for all the firefighters in L.A., but also, too, he said put a sprinkler on top of your house. I don't know if it's possible to do that, but maybe he has something that he knows. My boy, he's a firefighter up there in New Jersey, too. But, man, Kevin Mars, good to see you. Maria G. Pick. Let me see. Nafis Foster is in the house. Good to see you. Maria, like I said before, she's in there. Andrea Chenault, good to see you as well, Andrea. Also to who else? Witchy Hall, Steve B.A.M. Franklin. I think I seen Hannah was in here. Also to Amber Brown is in the house. Good to see you. Hearts and Roses. Good evening, gentlemen, and with you as well. Barbershop is here. Good to see you, Barbershop. Don Peterson, my brother, is in the house as well. Neff says prayers, Tasia. I just got finished seeing nephew. Talking to him, lost track of time. Coming up here, man. Good seeing him always. It's good seeing and talking to him. We'll be talking about your, those guys up in Green Bay a little bit. Okay, so you might enjoy just a smidgen of maybe some of this, Neff. Okay, so Sweetie's here in the house. Good to see you, Sweetie, as always. Monica Sloan is here. The Lori Sanders is here as well, from the ones I see out here on the chat. Good to see you all. We're going to have a great evening tonight talking about these things. You got three of the fly guys in the house, baby. Three of the fly guys here, okay? We're going to bring it all to you. So how about y'all enjoy yourselves, sit back, ask your questions. We're going to talk about it. About time. Frozen? No?
The movie Frozen? I don't know. I don't think
the screen's frozen or something? So
hey, I don't know. Are you guys frozen? Am I frozen on your end or no?
Nope.
JD's faking being frozen. Good. So JD kind of mentioned that we'll be talking about the Packers. So Chad, definitely be tuned in for that section. So we're gonna go into all the previews for everything for all the games this weekend. But before we do that, I kind of mentioned that we got to talk about some in-house stuff, and let's begin with Matt Nagy. So Matt Nagy will be just finished 3 hours ago. Finished an interview, a Zoom interview with the New York Jets, and he apparently has been requested to have an interview with the New Orleans Saints. So just want to hear what you guys have to say about Matt Nagy going. As far as one of the good things about this, Eric Bieniemy just became a free agent. The UCLA let him go after his 1 year there at UCLA. And Doug Peterson just got let go at Jacksonville. So now 2 former OCs, the guys who were OCs, before Matt Nagy came back for the second term, you had 2 guys who have been OCs on with Andy Reid. So they're going to be free agents as well. So if Matt Nagy does go, that means we have Doug Peterson and Eric Bieniemy potentially coming back to fill that void. But obviously, what are you guys' thoughts on Matt Nagy potentially getting another head coaching gig, whether it's with the Jets or New Orleans or wherever? And obviously, who would be your preference between Doug Peterson and Eric Bieniemy if those do become the lead candidates to be our next OC? So what are your guys' thoughts on everything here?
You already ruling them out from other jobs besides being OC here? They're not going to be on coaching anywhere else? Possibly.
Well, I will say I have not.
College or pros?
Well, Eric Bieniemy has been, as far as anybody's shortlist, I haven't read that Bieniemy is being up for any of those jobs right now, and I feel bad for Eric Bieniemy. His situation. The fact that Matt Nagy, I'm not knocking Matt Nagy, but the fact that Matt Nagy potentially will have a second head coaching job before Eric Bieniemy ever got one is just absolute insanity to me. And some of the anti-EB people can knock me for saying that, but it makes no sense to me that Doug Peterson has 2 head coaching gigs since leaving the Chiefs as their OC. Matt Nagy's going to go get his second OC or his second head coaching gig since leaving Kansas City. And EB never got one shot at it. Doesn't make sense to me.
Well, I'm looking, Reid, this is Reid's words, and sitting there saying that Matt Nagy was the best head coaching candidate he's ever had, as what he said. And that was before he got the one for where he got the head coaching for the Bears at the time. Look, any guy that has the opportunity to go on and get a promotion, especially if this is what they want to do, I'm all for it, man. Hey, go get it. Why not? If that's what you want to do, you want a head coach, you want to go ahead and have a team, have your own team, do your own thing with it. By all means, congratulations. We wish you well if that's the case. So that's how I feel about it. I think Nagy did a good job when he first went up at Chicago. The wheels kind of fell off a little bit, but he did a pretty decent job. So, and then going to the question, who do I want to see if it was between Peterson and EB? I mean, yeah, EB would be good to coming back here. Dougie probably too. I know both of those guys, and both of those guys are very quality coaches. They really are. So I wouldn't be mad at either one of them. Should bring them both back if you could, So that's where I look at it. I like to see this whole dance that we're doing right now continue for a long time. Okay. And so those guys will be able to provide that. So
you can say the same thing you just said about Nagy with Dougie P's experience with the Jaguars. The wheels kind of fell off after a little bit.
Yeah.
Because things are looking pretty promising there. Look, he had his quarterback of the future.
Mm-hmm.
They had some early success, and then they've had a lot of bad luck too. When your main stud quarterback has some regression and then injuries, it can get bad real fast. But I still like Peterson. I'd love Peterson to be a coordinator here, and I like EB too. There was a little more drama with EB when he was here, though. But I would like them both back. Fill it up. Fill up the staff.
Okay. Let me ask you. So the drama. What do you like? Drama. What do you mean? So just just kind of clarify a little bit.
There were a couple more stories about butting heads with people, weren't there? When you have a headbutt, and then they said, "Oh no, it's all good. We just get fiery on the sidelines."
Yeah.
Which I'm okay with, because I like players being held accountable, and it was almost stamped by Reid to be okay. So I'm okay with that. And then when he went to the Commanders, I don't know if that was as okay as it was here, because he didn't have that built up clout over there. So then all of a sudden it was a problem of him, getting in teammates' faces and and players having an issue with the way he ran things. I don't think it was as big a problem in Kansas City, but I was just saying between the two guys, Peterson didn't have stories like that.
Right.
Maybe he's more of a player's coach than EB, and EB's more of a hold them accountable coach. But I wouldn't mind either one.
No, either. And I think with EB, and I hear exactly what you're saying, and I agree. Like, kind of that we're saying as controversy is part of that, like holding guys accountable. I think it was one of the things that they said about EB was good for Pat, because he made sure Pat was still, hey man, look, you still got to do your thing. You got to keep your fundamentals. I don't care. You want to run this. This is how we got to do things. So he had to pull Pat back in the fire sometimes. Like, hey, he got to pull him over here. Got to do these things. He got on, I think, Tyreek Hill a little bit too. I think him and Travis Kelce might have went at it. But I think it's a lot of respect there that was given between the both of them. Okay. And those guys, because EB's he's going to cut it to you straight. I'm just going to be straight with you. He is. He's just going to cut to the whole mess with it. I think that's one that Shady didn't really like him a lot, because he was just like, man, I know you've done been in the league. A lot of guys have been. But we still need things out of you. Like, you can still be a professional. You can still do things to keep a championship. That's what we're trying to do here. And I think Shady didn't like that. He kind of felt like, he kind of stepped out of place. Where I feel like, hey, man, I've ascended to a certain point that I'm beyond correction. But EB was like, man, look, hey, man, we all out here to play. We all out here to get better. We all out here to put in. And I think that's one thing I like about EB. Now, kind of with Dougie, he kind of fell out of good graces, man. He was up in Philadelphia. I mean, he just kind of went down quick, too. I mean, they just kind of got rid of him. I was like, daggone, you win a Super Bowl? 2 years later, you out?
I know.
And so I think that was a little bit of the reticent of maybe he didn't want to do things his way.
A little bit Philly, too, though.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
If this year didn't get turned around, I might have seen it. We might have seen a similar outcome for, I always forget his name.
Sirianni.
And
I don't think
he's headed that way for sure.
And I don't think he's out of clear. If they lose in the first round, I could definitely see them getting rid of him. They almost got rid of him last year when they lost in the first round.
Yes. It was getting bad. He was yelling at fans, finger pointing.
Yeah.
Even when things were going well, they were fighting on the sidelines, being held back from positional coaching.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago. Yeah.
So, I mean, that's a Philly thing too. And when you have a really big name roster like they always seem to do with in the Howie Roseman era,
you're
gonna have a lot of personalities, a lot of egos. I mean, look, it's not like everything's been sunshine and roses since Peterson left. You have Hurts fighting with, having issues with receivers, right? And apparently Hurts doesn't get along with I forgot his name again, Sirianni. So it's not like now if it was the opposite, if they were winning and things were great, and it was like, okay, we know what the problem was, but that's such a crazy locker room. I don't think you can even point at who the problem is. I think there's just a bunch of stuff happening there, and it's been happening for years.
Look, man, you got prima donnas, okay? It's just call it what it is. A.J. Brown is a prima donna. He's a talented guy, no question about it, but we know at a certain point he wants the football. A lot of wide receivers, they want the football. They want the things their way. I think Jalen Hurts is a guy that keeps his nose to the ground, doing things like the right way, trying to do that. And I've taken that just from what, Jason Kelce said about him. And other guys have talked about Jalen Hurts and, what type of leadership he actually gives. And then so Sirianni, when you start looking at a coach, why are your antics more than what players are? Why are you doing it? Look, I've been in Philly. I know what Philly's like. You can't do that. I'm sorry. They will turn on you in an instant. We was talking about on the fire and the wind. That mess around with Philly, and they'll burn you. They'll absolutely burn you. So okay, that's a little bit of edgy, but hey, they ain't gonna tolerate that for too long. They're not.
No.
And I think with Peterson, his was just, I think he was against Hurts playing and him being a guy. They was like, look, man, we brought him here for a reason. He's a quarterback of the future. You keep trying to bring in corn on the cob or Foles or whoever it was he kept trying to throw in there to do things.
I think he benched Hurts. He benched Hurts at the end of that season for Nate Sudfeld at the end of that season.
Yeah, man, come
And
on.
they got a better pick because of that. They got a better pick because of that. And who'd that pick end up being? Was that the Jalen Carter year?
I have no idea.
I don't know.
So you know what? I'm sure going back, they don't regret it
Yeah, like,
at
hey,
all.
yeah. So, but yeah, I do believe, when you're doing these things, I mean, anytime as a coach and it precedes you, right? Your reputation precedes you. Okay, they know you have a problem. Guys are gonna have an issue. EB went in to fix Washington on some young guys, young receivers who wasn't used to working and being hard and being coached hard. Okay, and they go into management. Oh, he's being too hard on us, and all. Man, straighten yourself up. Okay, this is a man's sport. All right, and he ain't had no time to babysit him. And so sometimes it took them to like, all right, he just wants the best out of us. He wants the best out of us. And really, I think somebody said this on here, and they were just talking about it's hard. On the round said, other than the head coach, it's hard for players making $10 to $50 million to accept criticism from an AC making $2 million. Not if he's the right one. So OCs, good OCs, know how to get the best out of you. And we know great players want to be coached well. They want to be coached hard. Sometimes as OC and stuff, there's going to be a little bit, some backlash, and there's going to be some headaches. There's going to be some things you're not agreeing on. That just happens. It does happen. Until it starts becoming a real problem, starts, affecting your performance, start affecting what you're saying to the media. That's an issue. It starts getting out like that. Okay, now you might have to change directions. But guys that want to be coached up hard and you hold them accountable, most of those guys fall in line like, look, I get it. I got what you're trying to say, right? So someone like Josh McDaniels and Brady going at it on the sideline, but they were successful.
And he has a reputation of, EB came with a reputation. It's not like he was some guy off the street.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like, who am I? That's who I am. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Well, I think Rivera had a talk to EB about the way he was talking to players in Washington. Like there was a whole thing about it. I remember on the local news they were talking about that stuff. I was like, my gosh, this is crazy. These are professional athletes.
Also, I think I remember reading this too. It became like a good cop, bad cop, and Rivera can be very soft on players too. So it would be like players would go to Rivera to complain about EB being too hard. So then Rivera would be like, oh, let me talk to him. And at that point, when you got coaches undermining other coaches, that's not good.
Oh, you can't have that. That'll definitely get you ran out of town.
But obviously EB has I know there was that. I remember we talked about that bullshit hit piece that came out. Like it was like some person wrote a public an article on Twitter like 2 years ago when EB was still on our team, and it had zero attribution, and the person ended up taking it offline. But I remember JD, remember that somebody wrote that BS article that everyone was talking about, everyone was sharing it. Oh man, like Pat actually hates EB and all that nonsense. But obviously they have respect for EB. That's why they wouldn't have even brought him to the AFC. Remember the night before the AFC Championship game against Baltimore? Who was at the hotel? EB was addressing the team. So, like, there's still the love there for EB. And quite frankly, a lot of people are saying that having that buddy that Nagy's been having with Mahomes, maybe we need a little bit of that fire back on the sidelines to have EB back there, kind of, holding some guys' feet to the fire a little bit. And one more comment here. Someone said that Barbershop said that Mahomes' best seasons came under EB. Kevin Morris said we had Tyreek then, Barbershop. Not true. In Mahomes' second MVP, that was the first year without Tyreek, and that was EB's last year as the OC. So
that's right. That's right. Great point. I think the guys kind of look at EB and respect him a lot. EB's kind of like the big brother too. Okay, like you'll get at it with your big brother. Like I hear y'all two go at it, right? But I don't know what Teja's like. Hey man, like when Tej is at his limit with it. Okay, he's like, okay, you still got respect for your big brother. Like I got you. Hey, don't mean that y'all gonna go at each other's neck, huh?
Get him.
Yeah. Now, Tej, I'm saying this because I'm the youngest in my family too. All right. Now I could go with my brothers, but there's a level of respect I give them too as well. but we both got to be heard. But ultimately, I'm like, yeah, man, sure, that's my brother. Love him. And, sure, we might get into it, but it's all respect there. It's all respect there. So I know it's with EB. It's more like to those guys, and they can listen to him. So when he says something, it's like E.F. Hutton. Remember E.F. Hutton? You're going to listen. You're going to listen.
As far as Doug Peterson, like I said, I'm fine with either one. I hope they bring both of them back, because quite frankly, neither one of those guys should be without a job unless they want to be not coach for a year. Those guys need a home, come back to Kansas City, be consultants at the very least. But Doug Peterson, he made Alex. I mean, people talk about, Andy Reid's the reason why Alex Smith became this badass, right? Harbaugh saved Alex Smith's career, but then when Alex Smith went to Kansas City, he became this even better. Doug Peterson was behind that. Doug Peterson was behind making Alex Smith, become this, more of this elite thrower of the football. And quite frankly, Peterson's never had Mahomes. So, Nagy and EB have already been with Mahomes. Doug Peterson's never been with Mahomes. So that could be something that we've never even seen before. Some little bit differences with having Doug Peterson back here with Mahomes as his quarterback. We've never seen that rendition of Doug Peterson. So that'd be interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. And that'd be good. Definitely, man. Dougie would be a good guy for Pat. No question about it. For sure. The kids don't know what E.F. Hutton is, JD. But a lot of people on here do. They know what E.F. Hutton.
Who is E.F. Hutton? I don't know. Maybe I'm out of it. Teja, do you know what E.F. Hutton is?
No, I don't think so.
Uh-oh.
I think E.F. Hutton was like an insurance company. I remember the what's the name? The commercials used to always come and talk about listening. E.F. Hutton. Stockbroker is what they are, stock firm.
Okay.
So, yeah. So for financials.
If Hutton talks, people listen. So Sasha's got that one.
Yeah. They talk, people listen. That's it. So.
Yeah. It just takes a little noise from someone like Shady and a writer trying to sell headlines to taint EB's accomplishments. Exactly.
Yeah. Like Shady, a writer just try to sell her. That's exactly it. That's exactly it. So those guys need to be held accountable when they was out there in Washington. He made them better. He made them grow up quick. Like, look, get your tail together. This is what we're trying to do. It ain't about you coming in here wearing all these different outfits, trying to get as many yards. We're trying to win a championship. And why would you not listen? This is what gets me. Okay. Why would you not listen to a guy that's won multiple Super Bowls, who's had the best quarterback in the business, who has developed guys over the years? Okay. That's the arrogance. If you're that too confident and arrogant to listen to a guy like that, you had the problem. You're the problem. It's not him. You're the problem. And so I think when you get in front of a real coach, guys know it. Guys know it. You come, and I said this before, you bring all your dirty laundry with you from college, all your bad habits. You still think you're the guy, but you still got to earn your stripes. You got to earn your place. Sorry, man. It's just how it works. And so, EB was going to make sure of that. He let him know, man, this right here is responsibility. Not only that, but it's a privilege that you're in. So you better get used to it, because this is a business and you got to be a professional. Yeah. Yeah. That's right. Andrea said that. Go ahead.
No, I was laughing. MVS said that because we've heard some stuff that MVS, needed some accountability last year himself. So it's interesting that he's the one saying that.
Yeah.
That's a fact. That's a fact. That would have never happened on EB's watch. Never.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I guess consensus here, we're good with either one, EB or Doug Peterson. And honestly, I think we're all in favor of see all the above. Bring them all back.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So now we get to the other one that a lot of people are saying Nagy can go.
Right, I also like this cycle of like OC getting hired, bringing on one that gets fired somewhere else. Just keep this little pipeline going for the next until Andy. And whoever gets that OC job when Andy leaves, lucky. So there you go, head coach. Boom, there you go.
Yeah, we are fortunate in that respect. And the beauty is when, well, I don't know about EB's case, but if it's EB or Doug Peterson, whoever's there and does well for the next 2 years, and they were going to be a head coach the following 2 years. But so far, EB's
Nagy gets hired now, gets fired in like 3 years. Boom, man, he retires in like 4. Nagy's the guy.
Well, it's just sad that if EB does become the OC, we've seen that he doesn't become the head coach, whereas every other OC that we've had becomes a head coach, but somehow EB doesn't. And
that's a whole different conversation right there.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to bring, a little wine and some whiskey in here for that.
Let's be honest. The head coach, it's going to go through number 15. Whoever 15 wants to be the next head coach, probably going to be the next head coach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and I think whoever 15 wants to be the OC, probably going to be the next OC too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If not full, got a big say in it. Let's put it all on the table.
Yeah, he'll definitely be he'll be in the discussion with Veach and Andy and whoever that is.
Yeah.
So, like I said online, a lot of people are saying that they're okay if Nagy leaves, but there's this one guy they do not want going anywhere, and that is Steve Spagnuolo. Spags, and Spags we trust. So Spags has been requested. Also the Jets. So the Jets maybe coming to poach one of our guys. So the Jets and the Raiders have requested interviews with Steve Spagnuolo. Obviously, Spags, former head coach of the Giants and also interim head coach of the Giants as well. I think he's from the Northeast area. So, I mean, obviously, the Jets would be a job. If he would have been offered that, I probably would want to go back to the Northeast for where his roots are. Raiders, I don't see that. That's not a job that if you're fine where you're at, I don't think the Raiders are quite the job you want to go to, but that's just my impression of it. But obviously, you guys feel the same way as most Chiefs fans do, which is like, take Nagy, leave Spags here. Is that how you guys feel about this the Spags situation here?
Like I said before, man, if a guy has opportunity, Spags, it don't matter who it is, to go and move up, if that's what they really wanted, I'm all for it. Spags would make one hell of a head coach. I know his spat in New York was short term wise, but he would definitely turn a team around. I think his patience, the way that he carries everything now, thought out really well. It seems to me like he's ready for another head coaching gig. Vegas, is that the place? I don't know. Jets, I think Jets would probably be preference. They got a good defense. He could really work with that. He's got a good offense too, those guys.
For a good offense.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I don't know what you do with AR-15. That joke right here, man, you might tell him to go ahead and kick rocks. That's just me, because he's a control freak, if you will. He's one of those that makes the decision about who's going to be the head coach or not. We're talking about Patrick Mahomes. AR-15 tried to do it in a couple of places, okay? And it worked out for him.
See, I think AR-15 would love a defensive head coach. I think he'd probably be okay with that more than he'd like an offensive one, because at least a defensive head coach would probably be a little more prone to just kind of leaving the offense to the coordinator, and who will probably be Rodgers' guy. But I think he's gone anyway.
Wasn't that what Saylor was? Saylor was a defensive coach.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's what he had last year.
Yeah.
So
it didn't work. It didn't work out. It's not a guarantee that would work out. It's more of a guarantee that he'll be happier, I think, with that. But I mean, I think they're done catering around AR-15. I think that's
AR-15 needs a sham man, is what he's looking for. That's what he wants to have the team up there right now. Okay. And so Asiaka or whatever it is, he's trying to, get the guys on. So I think that's where he's at right now, man. He's trying to get the enlightenment to find out. Hopefully the light bulbs come on to let him realize he's just not that guy anymore. Okay. And so I think you move on from a guy like that.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion. So
yeah, for those of you in the chat, Spags did get re-upped last year. He's the highest paid defensive coordinator in the league, but still teams can make requests to interview coordinators of other teams. So if Spags doesn't like the job, he can definitely stay. It's better to be a defensive coordinator being the highest paid guy and making whatever $5 million a year than going to a team that's, like the Raiders, for example. That's a team that's not going anywhere anytime soon. So you go there and you get what you can after 2 years. I mean, is it the smartest move? I don't know. It's up to him if he wants to be a head coach or not. But I think teams can request, and I think as you guys saw, Mike McCarthy, for example, Bears requested to interview McCarthy because he's still under contract with the Cowboys. Cowboys denied that request. And then I think next week on the 14th is when he's no longer under contract with the Cowboys, and then he can go interview. He doesn't need to be requested. But I mean, Chiefs could deny that, but they're not going to deny it.
No, man, I think that'd be in bad faith. I really do. I think to me, to deny a guy that situation, I think, man, is really in bad taste. I do. Because if it's about like giving some money back, I'm sure Spags will give whatever back he needs to give him back. Okay, he's done everything he needs to do. He's led him to a Super Bowl with Andy and Nagy, Bieniemy, and all those guys. He deserves a shot, and I think the Chiefs understand that. So I would find it hard for them to stay in the way of a Spags. I really would be disappointed if they did.
Well, quite frankly, I mean, like, you don't really need to deny that. If Spags doesn't want to go elsewhere, he doesn't have to go elsewhere. Leave it up to him.
Right.
Yeah.
But if he's interviewing, right?
Yeah.
Then he's entertaining it.
Yeah.
So he's thinking that. So
yeah, Nagy was already confirmed as the interview with the Jets. I don't believe Spags has confirmed interviews yet. There are just interview requests for him right now, as of right now.
Okay.
So we'll see if he wants to take a head coaching gig. But here's the thing, which is interesting with the Spags. So at least, for example, we talked about the carousel, the OC carousel we've had from Peterson, Nagy, EB, back to Nagy. Defensive coordinators from Bob Sutton to Spags. Who's next in line? That's the kind of question where I'm going. It's like who becomes next in line, JD? Will they go out of house or they stay in house? Either going with Joe Cullen, our D-line coach, or going with our DB's coach who's been phenomenal for us. Yeah. So I mean, what do you think they would do?
Probably in house. I would. I if anything, you run pretty much the same thing Spags runs with your own little wrinkle to it. You could do that. Still be successful. You change up some of the things just in case you had to go against him. But like any other coach, you're going to put your stamp on it. So I do believe, those two would be able to put their own feel to their defense, if you will. So I'd rather stay in home. I'd rather stay in house. That's what the guys know. They're more comfortable with it. So why switch up
and it's working.
And it's working. Why switch up a system? But if you have guys that, because I think it's personnel directed, obviously, you're pushing the guys, certain guys to have. Got a lot of hybrids in different places that you want to do, right? We got a lot of safeties that can play corner and, vice versa. That's the things that you're looking for, especially in this system. So if you come in and change up the system, you might not need Jamari Connors or whoever. I'm just saying, right? I'm just saying. So, I
mean, there's a candidate. I mean, I've seen Bob Saleh still out there, a former Jets coach, who was a great DC in San Francisco. I mean, the Jets had a great defense, and you saw as soon as he was going out the door in New York, that defense went woo. Yep. So I mean, like that's the potential. But I mean, yeah, staying in house with the already the staff that's respected by everybody there. So yeah, it'd be weird if we did go out of the circle. But it's an interesting one because we haven't had to deal with this in the defense. Offensive, we've had to deal with it, but it's become a carousel where it's going from the same guys we've already had just to fill the OC spots again. So yeah, this would be very intriguing and interesting. But yeah. If you had to make a guess, JD, Teja, do you think he is our DC next year, or do you think he's a head coach? If you had to make a guess based on their interview requests,
if we win it this year, when we do win it, when we win it, I think he entertains for sure, and it's got to be the right fit. just because you want to get him don't necessarily mean he wants it, right? I mean, once you get there, you might be like, you know what? I'm good where I'm at. I'm good where I'm at. So.
So you think it's more likely if we win?
Yeah, absolutely.
I think you got to stay till you lose. 4 in a row.
4 Pete. Yeah, you can't make an argument for that.
Really? I mean, like that's just that's hard to leave on that. I know you want to leave a winner, but like we're talking about a hot streak, you know?
No, I hear you. I hear you. I just think because then you start looking at, somebody brought up his age. You start bringing up opportunities. If this is something that you want, how long do you wait? How long do you sit there and say, oh man,
how
I'm
old
going
is
to
Spags?
myself. Huh?
How old is Spags?
Let me see. Spags is
65.
65. So
I think if he's offered the Jets job, I think he takes it. Northeast, it's hard. Matt's hard to turn down, man. They have pieces on defense. They have weapons on offense. They're not that far off, and they have an owner who spends money.
yeah.
That's what you want. That's what you want.
The beauty is just like every other year is the fact that these teams want to get their coaches in right away, right? And we play till February every year, so like because we play so long, you may see some of these coach vacancies go fast, which bodes well for the selfish side of us. If we don't want to lose our coaches, it's a good thing for us to keep our guys because we go so long. And teams want to get their guy and their team staffs built up by the time the Super Bowl's over. So that bodes well for you if you're a selfish fan. Like I've seen a lot of the selfish fans, Chiefs fans in our chat who want to keep Spags. That definitely bodes well for us in keeping Spags because we do play till February. So because most teams want to go right away and get their staffs put together.
Yeah.
So. Dane, tell Spags if he stays, we will ship in authentic Italian food and New York pizza while he's here. There you go. Mwah. I'm sure there's good Italian food in Kansas City. Isn't there a pretty good Italian population in Kansas City?
Italian barbecue.
Yeah, no, yeah, Italian for sure. It's good Italian stuff.
Italian barbecue.
I mean, hey,
the mafia was moving out. Hey, mafia was moving all through Kansas City. That was like the gateway right there.
I'm sure you could do some good Italian barbecue fusion.
Italian barbecue fusion.
Why not? I mean, whoever thought Korean Mexican would have been a good mix?
That's true. The G-Pick wants to know how would that work, Tej? Italian BBQ?
Italian BBQ? Man, top of my head. I mean, some of that meat's so good. You could put that with a lot of different carbs and noodle dishes and pasta, and it'll be good. Let's be honest.
I'm sure, yeah.
Just no barbecue sauce. Instead of that, you have you have tomato sauce.
Yeah, like cut up burnt ends and like pasta.
Yeah, it'd be fine.
Kind of nice.
Be amazing.
Yeah.
It won't be as good as JD's hot dogs, but it'll be pretty good.
No.
All right, so now, so we'll see what happens with that. We got plenty of time to see what happens, and obviously we continue to play till February. We'll see these teams hire their coaches, and we don't have to worry about this. But, all right, so now we're getting to the playoff previews. Here we go.
Bum, bum, bum.
All right, so this is, if you guys saw the thumbnail for the episode, we're going Mario, Super Mario Brother themed for this episode. So there you go. We got so the way I went with this is so I'm going by seeding. So the 2 or 7 seed, it's based on the time of the game. It's not chronological. I'm just going by the seeding. So 2 versus 7. So on the AFC side, we got the Broncos, the 7th seed, who are an 8.5-point underdog against the Bills. And this game will be Sunday, January 12th, 4:30 p.m. on Fox. It's like, I don't know. That's not a Fox game. It's a CBS game, I believe. So sorry about that. Already a wrong error there, guys. But guys, what do you think about this one? I know JD's been talking about potential upset, and I don't know if he's
wait, this game?
JD's talking about upset in this one.
So you didn't pick them against the B team Chiefs, but they're going to beat the A-team Bills.
I believe the B team Chiefs weren't necessarily all B team. I would say 70% of the guys that played for the Chiefs were starters and rotational guys for sure. I was hoping that they was going to give them somewhat of a fight. I did. But the thing is, with the B team Chiefs, the way that they beat us soundly, okay, because these are still NFL guys, 38-0, Tage, 38-0.
I know.
So I absolutely believe that the Broncos, if they're rolling like they did against us, because they shouldn't have beat us that bad. I don't give you B team, starters, whatnot. They should have beat us like they did. Okay. Highly disappointed. The players were disappointed. The coaches were disappointed. I do believe the Broncos have enough to beat the Bills. I do. They have a very good defense. The only guy they have on off, well, not the only guy, but the guys that they do have is James Cook. They do a good job of stopping the run. And then all of a sudden you have to go Kincaid. They got guys that can cover Kincaid. And they got corners that can stop wide receivers. Amari Cooper, Khalil Shakur, Keon Coleman, Curtis Samuels. Those guys got a great defense. If anybody can stop the Bills, I'll put my money on the Broncos, okay? And because they beat us like they did, okay, I do believe this will be an upset. Absolutely. You heard it here first. Going into Buffalo, no doubt. Bo Nix is playing at a high level. Cortland Sutton has been playing a tremendous job. They've unlocked Mims to be who he is. Javonte Williams has been doing decent. McLaughlin's been playing a good job. Vele's been doing pretty good. I think they got a really solid offense and a solid defense. Sean Payton's a great coach. Sean Payton and Sean McDermott know each other. They was up there in Philadelphia together with me. So they're very familiar with one another. I do believe that the Broncos have enough to beat the Bills.
Now, you named a lot of things there.
Okay.
But you left out two key players, one from each team. And they're both the quarterbacks. One's a rookie.
Yeah.
And one's Josh Allen.
Okay.
That discrepancy is quite a big one, though.
Well, like I said, I've seen Bo Nix turn into a guy under Sean Payton's tutelage to be a very legit quarterback. He runs the football well. He throws the football well. He is a legit quarterback in the NFL. I've been very impressed with what Bo Nix has done this year. Very impressed. You
don't see playoff poopy pants coming?
No, not at all. This guy, he understands. I think last week where they had to win to get in, if they go back into this, and I think they needed that win. They needed the win against the Chiefs, okay, to be rolling into the playoffs, okay? If it had been anything closer than that, might be a different game. But them beating us 38-0 gave them some confidence going in like, look, we are ready. And I'm telling you, they put out all the stops as far as like what they were doing. Sean Payton was in his bag last week. He was in his bag. And they put out all the stops against us. I promise you, okay, that Vance Joseph is going to have something for Josh Allen. Josh Allen is not invincible. He's not. Okay. So that's where I am with this. He's a hell of a player. We know that. But the thing is, if you spy Josh Allen, they got guys that could get after him in the passing game. Shoot. You know, so I'm going with the Broncos on this.
Yeah, I do think they definitely have the defense to beat Buffalo. And that's the one thing where I think this game's going to be close. And that's why I don't know if they're going to beat Buffalo, but I think the 8.5 points is an insult. I think this is a really good defensive team that's going to keep this game very close. So 8.5 points is very odd number to me for this game. I think the defense they have is going to be keeping it close. I don't know if they'll win. I do think Bo Nix, while he is a rookie, and I think if someone said it in the chat, he's a pretty damn experienced rookie. I mean, the guy's like 27, and he's a 27-year-old rookie who played in college football for like 10 years, and include his Auburn and Oregon days. So I think that does play a factor here. Obviously, it's not the NFL playoffs, but I mean, look, the last 2 weeks have been pretty much playoff games for him. I know it was the B team Chiefs last week, but that was a must win. And then the week prior to that, yeah, they lost to the Bengals, but that was another gritty game where that was also a must win. So they're already kind of in the playoff zone, which I think bodes well for Denver going into this game against Buffalo. And also too, you're playing in Buffalo. I mean, Denver, it's not like it's Miami going up against Buffalo. It's Denver going to Buffalo. So it's like, they're familiar with the elements.
Yeah.
What's the closest team comp to Buffalo, you think?
Chiefs, Baltimore. Yeah, I mean,
Baltimore wrecked the Broncos.
And the Bills. They beat the crap out of the Bills, too.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah, but we're talking about like player comp, the team comps to the one facing Denver. So,
what week was that when they played though? That because we're talking about rookie. I mean, he was definitely a rookie when they played earlier on in the season. He's no longer that guy anymore.
It was week 9 or week 10.
Okay, man.
We 8 or 9.
2 months ago. That it does matter a little bit.
I take, man, Bo Nix has a lot of poise to me. He doesn't look like he get shook too much. He just doesn't. He seemed, to me, somebody like you said, that he looks like the most polished rookie as far as quarterbacks out there from what I've seen this year. Besides Jaden Daniels, of course, obviously, but Bo Nix is playing at a high level, man. He's playing at a high level. So I don't think the stage would be too big for him.
No, I'm. There's elements that keep me entertained in that, but it's kind of a wasteful week to have Surtain there because who's he going to blanket? Keon Coleman, Amari Cooper, and his 4 targets a game. I just don't think that's going to be a huge turning point there because they're not the Diggs Buffalo Bills that rely on one guy. He spreads it around a lot. Now, if they feel comfortable and not having to double anybody, which I don't think they have to anyway on that team. If you can rely on Benito and that pass rushes just to get after him and make him slightly uncomfortable, I think they'll move the ball on them. I don't think they'll come away with a ton of touchdowns. I think it'll be like a 23-16 type game is what I think.
What you have to do, man, Josh Allen, you got to spy. You have to. Their front four can actively get after him. Their front four can get back there and pressure and Josh Allen to take off running.
They did a good job. That's the scary thing about the Ravens game. They did a pretty good job on that. Lamar had 3 carries for 4 yards, and he had a long of 11, which means they had a lot of negatives on him. So they did stop him, but again, they still scored 41 points. So
what was the difference? Was it
how they do it? He killed him in the pass. He was 16 of 19 for 280. He only completed 3 passes all game. 158.3 rating on them. So he just diced them up. A lot of yak and a lot of, big gains. Aguilar had 1 for 29. Henry had 1 for 27. Flowers had 5 for 127 in that game. So yeah, I don't think they
don't have a Flowers up there.
No, they don't. He had 1 interception. So Bo Nix had 1 interception, but no fumbles. So it's not like they really even fumbled the game away. I actually think, they won the turnover battle. But I think they'll slow them down. I just don't think they're going to stop them from scoring. That's why 23-16. That's a valiant effort.
Yeah, look, I'm excited. I'm excited for this game right here myself. This is the game I think that's going to shock everybody. I do believe the Broncos have a very, very good opportunity and chance to beat the Bills. Hannah says, so JD, what you're saying is Broncos really beat the Chiefs last week because they are the better team. They were the better team that day. They were better than our guys at 70% not starting. We didn't have our studs out on the field. They weren't. They weren't out there. I think if even we had our studs out there, it would have still been a good game. Are they 38 points better than our 70% starters? Man, I didn't think so. Not at all. Not in the slightest. But they proved when their backs against the wall, they're going to come out on top. And they have a coach who's won the Super Bowl before. There's a difference. A very good defensive coordinator, and they have a coach that understands how to win. He's gotten what he wants out of Bo Nix. He's gotten what he wants. So I trust Sean Payton. I do. So my thing is, Mims has helped out a lot for that. McLaughlin coming in and doing what he's doing helps out a lot. The tight ends, and you got Troutman. He's not really doing anything. He ain't causing no problems right there. Franklin, he played a good game against us. Vele, another guy. So they got different guys. Bo Nix got guys he can throw to. Thing is, it's like anything else. No turnovers, protect the football, stop them on D. That's what you have to do. And how do you stop the Bills is that guy right there, Josh Allen, is the key. And you come after him. That's what you have to do. Can't let him just sit back there.
Yeah. I mean, I see it 46.5 is kind of a high scoring game for this one. I think it's going to be under that. And I think Denver definitely covers the spread. If they win or not, I think they definitely cover the spread. I think it's going to be a low scoring game.
Yeah.
All right. So Teja, so before we go, so the picks, Teja, you have Buffalo or Denver? Just the straight up.
Buffalo.
JD on Denver?
Denver, yeah.
All right.
Winning.
yeah, Dave.
All right. I'm just trying to nail it down, man. I'm just trying to nail it down.
I'm rooting for them guys. I do believe they have. I do believe it.
Believe me. Well, hold on. I'm rooting for Denver too.
But I do believe they will upset the Bills. I think it's a good matchup for them. Great matchup.
So this game is Sunday, January 12th, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on CBS. I corrected the graphic there. So 1 p.m. on Sunday. So enjoy that one. All right, so our next 2v7 game on the NFC side, we have the Packers taking on the Philadelphia Eagles. This game will be following the Buffalo Bills game. This is going to be 4:30 on Sunday on Fox. Packers are a 4.5-point dog against the Eagles. Eagles are 4.5-point favorite at home. Total points this game is 45.5. Jalen Hurts has been out it's been in a concussion protocol for the last few weeks. He's now back at practice for the first time. Today was his first day at practice in a while. Christian Watson is out for the season, so Packers will be without one of their studs on the outside, but they're pretty loaded at wide receiver. I don't think it's going to hurt them that badly. But yeah, who do you guys have in this game? This is also a rematch from week 1 where these guys played in Brazil. Obviously, a lot has changed in that time period between the two teams, and also you're not playing in Brazil; you're playing in Philadelphia, so it's a very different comparatively to that week 1 game. But who do you guys have in this one? I think for me, I think I'm going upset here. I think Green Bay wins this. This is a team that they are, while young, this is a team that went through the playoffs last year. They should have gone to at least the NFC Championship game. They rolled through Dallas pretty easily, and they had to lead till late in that San Francisco game, and then until they lost. But I think Green Bay's going to put Philadelphia on upset alert, and Sirianni could be the next coach on the hot seat.
Man, I'm going to go with my Eagles. I think when you play up here in South Philly, man, it's a whole different thing. You ain't in Brazil, in the favelas. You up there in South Philly, okay? And them jokers up there, man, they bleed that green, and they are making sure that you're going to feel it. Jalen Hurts, if he's up and up like he needs to be, with the type of guys he has, Saquon Barkley, A.J. Brown, Vontae Smith, I mean, they look good. They're hard to stop, and they got a great defense. Packers, I like the Packers. I like Jordan Love. I'm a Jordan Love fan. I'm a Josh Jacobs fan. There's some good receivers, man. Christian Watson's out. Neff is sitting there saying Green Bay all the way, man, but I do believe Philly will win this one.
I have my bet for this, but I'm buying points. I think it's going to be a close game. I think if I have to choose one here, I think Eagles win. I think they win around 4 on the dot. I could see Love having a drive to win the game, but needing a touchdown there. I could also see him throwing a pick on that drive too. But yeah, I think it'll be one of those games that just Philly just doesn't look like themselves, or I guess you could say they look like themselves, but like the bad version that they look like sometimes. But yeah, I think Eagles do pull it out, but I think it'll be like a 24-20 game.
I don't know. I think the fact that Hurts has been out for the last 2 to 3 weeks, right? He's been out for by the time he plays, it'll be 28 days since his last game he's played in. And also coming off the concussion as well. I mean, your first game back from a concussion, I think I saw some stats online about guys when they play the first game after being out with the concussion, quarterbacks wise, the numbers just aren't there. The numbers aren't good. I think they'll rely heavily on Saquon, but I think if Green Bay can get the run game going, if they can get Jacobs going and kind of set up the play action pass in this game, I think Green Bay's got a good shot at kind of holding the lead for this good while in this game and winning it. I really do. I think Green Bay's got they got it, man. I don't know. I'm also kind of biased here because this is my preseason Super Bowl bet. Chiefs and Packers. Yeah, that was my Super Bowl.
I think both teams are going to try to go hardcore ball control and just eat the clock and just wear the other team down. I don't see a lot of high flying. The Watson thing hurts because that is their big play threat. Do the Eagles have any other kind of injury concerns on offense?
Is what's the name of back, the tight end?
He actually played last week when a lot of the team was out of the game. He was still in there.
Okay, so they probably getting him back because I know he was hurt for a while. Tag got him.
Didn't Smith get banged up too recently? He's been in and out of the lineup, though. Devontae Smith.
Yeah, but I think he's all right.
He's all right now.
So I'm gonna say this too. I think, man, to be honest with you, we don't know if Hurts. They might have just been holding him out until the playoffs.
Yeah, that can be a possibility.
Yeah, they shoot. Maybe it's things like, look, man, ain't no sense going in. Saquon won't gonna play. We don't need to put you out there. So he's probably getting a lot of practice. I guarantee that.
Yeah, injury report for it looks like limited participation today. AJ Brown, Jalen Hurts, full participation. Dallas Goedert, Bryce Huff, Nakobe Dean. So they're pretty healthy.
Okay.
Yeah. So if Green Bay were to win this game, JD, what do you want to be seeing from both sides of the ball? Like, if Green Bay were to win this game, would that be more of a ball control kind of game for Green Bay offensively, or where Jacobs kind of dominates it? Because that's their Saquon. It's a beautiful game as far as that, because you have 2 1A running backs going up against each other in this game. It's kind of nice to see the running back being back in 2024 and 2025 and being able to see these two RBs go against each other. But how do you see either one of these teams winning this game? Like, what's going to be the key for each one?
I mean, every game is about ball control. I mean, it doesn't change anything. I mean, when you have time of possession, it just gives you more opportunity. But if they'll score, if they have a chance to score with a deep ball with AJ Brown as Devontae Smith, sure, they're going to go at him. But Saquon, without a doubt, could just eat him up on the ground game. I think the Packers have a good defense. They're decent, but I do believe Philly is a little bit better. And if they could definitely stop Jacobs. You stop Jacobs and have Love throw the football, I think you would prefer that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So Watson being out, they still have Reed, they still have Dobbs, they still got what's his name, Wicks, I think in his name. So
I think ball control is more important for Green Bay because they don't want it to become
one dimensional.
Throw, because then the Eagles just
absolutely
get in his face and make him make a mistake, and he probably will after a little while.
But that's what I was saying. The Eagles, they play ball control anyway. I think Jalen Hurts is a very measured quarterback as far as what he does. He makes pretty good decisions with the football.
Yes.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Headline early next week. Love Hurts.
Love Hurts. I'm seeing it here that's saying that Hurts is more playoff experience than Jordan Love. I mean, Jordan Love ran through the playoffs last year. He beat Dallas on the road in Dallas in this 2v7 spot as well. And then he went to San Francisco, almost had them on the ropes. So Love does have playoff experience. So I know that's he's a young guy and whatnot. But I mean, he does have the playoff experience. So I don't know. So this is my so far. Me and JD have both picked upsets in the playoffs. Teja's going all favorites so far, guys. So keep in mind, Teja's going with favorites. JD
Yeah, I'll do the. You know what? Let's make this. I'll do it for every single game. Fun headline for the first one: Bills, Knicks, Broncos.
Ooh, that's
There
pretty
you
good. So
I'll do one for every game.
All right, so now we're going to go to the next matchup in the AFC, 3 versus 6, Saturday, January 11th, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Amazon Prime. The Ravens will be hosting the Pittsburgh Steelers in another divisional showdown here, the third time they'll be meeting this year. Steelers are a 9.5-point underdog at Baltimore. Ravens, 9.5-point favorite. Over-under for this game is 43.5. The team split during the season, so it's 1-1 here. So it's the grudge match. How do you guys see this one going? I mean, Tom apparently hinted during the week that Justin Fields might get some playing time this week, which is interesting. I don't know if that's just gamesmanship, just trying to give them another potential more stuff to scout, but potentially having have a dual quarterback system in the playoffs, that's usually not the way to go when you're getting into the playoffs. But
Sure.
yeah, how do you guys feel about this one?
Pull all your weapons out. This is playoffs. This is how it works. You ain't got time to be like, we'll try it next week. No, shoot, if you could put him and let him run the football, that's another guy. That's an extra guy you have. That's a dangerous thing to have. So he's another weapon. This close to be a lot closer than what they have right here. No question about it. But I do believe the Ravens will win. But this is going to be a good matchup. These guys know each other very well. So, Russell's been struggling a little bit. The wide receivers really haven't been getting open. Warren's been the only guy in the back. I think Najee just been okay. He's the one that's been catching the football more. George Pickens, we don't really know where his head's going to be at. You start talking to him, getting in his head a little bit, he'll be all out of the game, throwing his helmet off and all those different things. Once you do that, Mike Williams, he sometimes shows up, sometimes he doesn't. So I don't know if he thinks he's still in San Diego or not. I don't know. But I do believe the Ravens will win this game.
Yeah. I think Ravens cover this too. I think it's like a 24-13 type game. Yeah, I don't. They might even blow them out. Ravens are playing great ball, and Pittsburgh's looked the worst they've looked all season.
Yeah. Well, they had a 4-game skid, right? They've lost last 4. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, Eagles, Ravens, Chiefs, and Bengals last 4. Yeah, I mean, going from being the potential division winner to just having to go on the road in that same division now, that sucks.
Yeah, shoot. Hey, man, look. As much as we look at, and you had to look at the season, how everything is. But when you get into the playoffs, it is desperation. It is, you have to have everything straight, the focus and whatnot. Guys understand what is at stake here. Okay. What is at stake? They're going to play their best. They're going to play their all. I do believe I have the game being 24-17 is what it's going to be. But I think the Ravens will still pull this out. So
20-19. Wow. Okay.
It's a good matchup, man. It's a good matchup.
Like I told Marcus, I think yesterday, it was 10 points. You get double digits against division rivals. That just doesn't sound right.
No, man. Come on. These guys know each other. What are you going to throw other than the Steelers down, like you said, doing a Justin Fields, adding on to what you're going to do offensively, which I think is a great game plan.
Sounds desperate to me.
Shoot, man. I mean, the guy's, heck, he's a weapon, though. I mean, we seen him at the first of the year. So it's not like it's something that they haven't done before with him. Justin Fields could come in and absolutely do that. I think Russell Wilson, I don't think he wouldn't mind. He's a veteran quarterback. As far as rhythm and stuff, I think he'll be fine as far as like doing that, right? If you want to bring a couple of plays in Justin Fields, because now what you do is you got a double threat and a guy that can legit throw the football deep down the field and can run the football, big guy who can make guys miss and run over guys. Incredibly athletic guy back there. He's a weapon. So I like that idea. I'd have at least a couple packages for that. At least.
Yeah, Russ has been looking like doo-doo the last few weeks. I mean, I will say it's not all his fault. I mean, look at the last 3 games, 12 sacks taken, 4 against Cincinnati, 5 against us, 3 against Baltimore. I mean, he's been getting roughed up back there.
Shoot, let Justin Fields pull that ball down and take off running.
Yeah.
Right? Outside and the tackles, and if you start to load the boxes on him, let it fly. Let it fly.
Headline.
Go ahead. I want to hear this one. Go ahead.
Wilson turns into Mr. Eliminated versus the Ravens.
Ooh. Instead of Mr. Unlimited, Mr. Eliminated.
Do you know that clip, JD?
What's that?
Do you know that clip from Wilson?
No.
Oh,
Mr. Unlimited, you never seen that one?
Mr. Unlimited.
I haven't seen that.
Oh, dude.
There you go. That's why you didn't laugh at it then.
No, I didn't know what that was like. Okay. Yeah.
It's more like Mr. Eliminated.
Yeah, I'm pulling it up. This is good stuff.
Oh, man.
Come on.
Mr. Unlimited. Yeah, you got to be unlimited. You got to have a thought process of being unlimited.
I've never seen that before.
Yeah,
it was after like a 30-second, or 2-3 minute of him just walking around the place, just talking himself up and feeling good. Then he did that to finish it off.
So Mr. Eliminated.
Mr. Eliminated.
But yeah, this is the grudge match. So obviously they split the season. Pittsburgh won 18-16, and Baltimore won a few weeks back 34-17. So this is the grudge match here. Eliminated. There you go. Very, very cringe. Very cringe. All right, so now we're gonna go to the 3-6 matchup. Here we go. We gotta do it. My guy Baker. So Sunday, January 12th, the final game on Sunday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on NBC. The Commanders will be traveling to face the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Baker Mayfield. I will be getting my Baker Mayfield Oklahoma Sooners jersey out for this one. The only time I ever wear another team's jersey is when I bring my Baker Mayfield jersey out.
Trash.
Commanders are a 3-point underdog at Tampa. Buccaneers are a 3-point favorite. The teams faced week 1 of the regular season, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers won that game. And I think I saw a stat. This is maybe like the second time that 2 Heisman Trophy quarterbacks will be going up against each other in the playoffs. It's like it hasn't really happened that many times. It's like the second or third time this has happened. So pretty interesting stuff here. The over-under is the highest over-under of any playoff game this weekend at 50.5. Who do you guys have in this one? You guys probably know where I'm going with this one, but who do you guys have in this one?
I'm actually going to go with the Commanders on this one.
Actually?
I'm not surprised.
Yeah. No, listen, I mean, the Buccaneers are, they're the favorites, and, playing it there, which is a hard place to play, down in Tampa. Baker's rolling. He is. Bucky Irvin and those guys, I think they're doing a good job. So, but I think, man, Jaden and Daniels, those guys are going to win and upset them. I think they upset them. So, if Jaden Daniels could pull the magic, you're talking about, protecting the football, ball control, I'll give it to the young guy to do it. I think he has a lot of poise, man. It'd be good to see this young fellow pull it out. So
I think what really helps Daniels out is that he's had a lot of, it's kind of the bizarro NFC Chiefs that they've won a lot of different ways. They've won a lot of really close last second, even Hail Mary battles, which really bodes well for him because it's the closest thing to getting you to a playoff like atmosphere that you can get in the regular season. And he also had a dramatic get into the playoffs victory versus Atlanta. So I think that does bode well for him. I don't think he's the normal rookie. And the Bucs defense allow a lot of points, so that's also going to be in his favor. Overall, though, this to me is the hardest game to call of the weekend. I'm having a real hard time with it. I'm really split. I think in my bet, I'll end up taking like just to throw into a huge parlay, a lot of buying points for the Buccaneers because they're home. But it's really hard to call for me. I'm going to go, man, I'm so split on this. I think Commanders pull it out. I think they win. I think, again, it comes down to like the last couple minutes of the game. I think it goes back and forth. You might see a slow start and then just like the floodgates open. But yeah, it's like a 20, 27, 30 type game.
JD, I've seen some people talk about how they played earlier on the season, week 1, and how that game tape, if you're Todd Bowles and Tampa, you can just throw that away because it was his first look as a professional. You can kind of throw that game tape away. Yeah. How that really doesn't mean anything anymore at this point, 17 weeks later.
No, man. I mean, look, these guys have been developing over the 17 weeks. There's a whole lot of changes that go on into it. So we watched Jaden Daniels come in and absolutely show out. I mean, he's grown up a lot. And we've seen – I didn't really expect him to have the type of success he's had so early. I really didn't. He's actually shocked me. He's made me a believer. And he's actually made me a bigger believer than I have been in your guy noodle arm Baker.
Poor Baker.
I thought you were going to say Caleb Williams.
No, the Baker's man, you know. We could say Caleb too. Shoot, really? I mean, I like his game. I like Jaden. We talk about playing with poise. He definitely has it. The Commanders, they are sneaky good, man. They are. Zach Ertz looks like he's playing like back in Philly, getting the ball to him. McLaurin is another guy that's just tough to get. The other guy, if the other wide receiver, shows up.
Zacchaeus looks good.
Brown always comes in, gives it a little bit. Robinson is a good back in the backfield. Eckler comes in, gives a little bit. They got a good team, man. They got a really good team.
Jonathan Allen's back and healthy on the D line. That's important.
Yeah,
I think he had a sack in his first game back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's gonna be a tough matchup. And talking about rookies, all of them surprised me. It's crazy. All of them were good. Caleb was the worst one, and that's with Penix playing like 3-4 games.
Yeah,
Penix showed more than like 4. What did he play? 3 or 4 games? Then Caleb Williams showed all season.
Yeah, it's true.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
He's a drama queen.
I did not think Penix and Nix would look as good as they did.
I gotta say, I'm not surprised either one of you picked against Baker in this opening round. I know Teja's built up a hate of Baker over the years. And,
yeah,
really.
Oh, he can't stand Baker.
Right here, Tage. I'll give you right here,
man.
You guys are the He-Man Baker hater club.
I give you right here. It's a high five right there.
Yeah, I was just saying he wasn't elite when everyone thought he was elite when he was on every damn commercial. Okay, I don't think he warranted then, and I liked him a little more when everyone came down to closer to what I thought his value was this entire time. I stayed here. I haven't actually wavered on Baker. I've been here. Everyone thought he was there, and then everyone finally was like, okay, maybe he is around here. I'm like, oh, yeah, welcome to the club, guys. He's not elite. There you go. That's all.
Mm-hmm.
I thought he should have made the Pro Bowl this year.
He should have. Yeah, he should have.
Yeah, I'm honest about it. I'm not going to lie and say he's worse than he is. And
he's got receipts for that. He's going to come out with his receipts during this game on Sunday is what's going to happen. But I think the Tampa wins. Forget the fact that I'm a big Baker fan. I think Tampa wins this weekend.
He deserves Pro Bowl over. I mean, I think it was a good argument and conversation, but he played better than Goff and Sam.
What the third QB? What was it? Wasn't it Daniels? Isn't Daniels?
Was it Daniels?
I think it's Daniels for him.
I think it goes into this whole conversation of difficulty.
If you take Justin Jefferson and Addison away for a combined 9 weeks, I don't think Darnold looks that way, though.
It's true. That is true.
Well, Mike, I mean, come on.
Well, Evans missed like 4 weeks, and he didn't have Godwin for more than half the season.
Evans missed like 4 weeks, and he played like one leg for another 3 weeks. So, and Godwin missed like half the season.
Evans is unstoppable. So, I mean, when he comes in, he's your guy. I didn't think what's the name Ottman was going to be as good as he was. Plus, you got a good running game with those guys. I think Daniels, because he is a rookie, what he was able to do, without a doubt, from what they showed last year for the Commanders team to what it is now, I think it's deserving of it. Same reason I think that Josh Allen is going to win MVP this year.
Yeah, I don't see a problem with Daniels getting the Pro Bowl because they don't have a million weapons. They're a good team. They're well coached, and guys are playing well for them. They're maximizing their talent.
Yeah.
But I don't think they're like a team full of weapons by any means.
Look at Marcus. Marcus, go ahead, Marcus.
I mean, I'm just saying, if a guy's with third in passing yards, number 2 in touchdown passes, I mean, I think that guy should be a Pro Bowler.
Yeah, I mean, what are his numbers compared to Darnold's?
I think he dominates Darnold.
Yeah, I think he should have got it over Darnold.
Darnold's weapons are much better than Baker's collectively. Hawkinson's better than Otten. Like, it's no doubt there.
Well, Hawkinson missed a lot of games, though. So
he did. Missed a lot of games.
Okay. Jefferson's better than Mike Evans.
Yes.
Right now. Addison, it was better than the collection of Sterling Shepard, Chris Godwin, and what's his name? McMillan, the rookie.
Addison had a great season.
Yeah, Addison was at 10 touchdowns.
But Godwin was killing it too when he got injured. But again, it goes back to they were beat up this year. And Bucky missed a bunch of games. Bucky was injured. White was injured. I mean, like
And they found Bucky Irving throughout this whole thing too. They already had Aaron Jones over there in Minnesota. We found Bucky Irving was a 4th round running back. No one knew who he was, and then he came out and blew up. So I mean,
I don't know why that bodes well for Baker, but sure.
Yeah, he was good last year. We know he's a hard nose. We know it.
Yeah, but I mean, we didn't know it was going to translate to the NFL.
Why is that points for Baker?
Well, I'm saying Aaron Jones is an established all-pro running back that Darnold had back there to help him out.
Aaron Jones is 55 years old. Okay. Have you seen that? His hairline is always back here. He's back here.
He's got the Snoop ponytail going with the hairline starting here, but still coming down.
Man, look like Stevie Wonder back there, man. I'm like, hey, oh. Joker took his helmet off. I'm like, how old is Aaron Jones? I think it was the first question. How old is Aaron Jones? I started asking Siri's like, I do not know.
It broke. I will say Todd Bowles will have someone cooking up for the rookie. Todd Bowles, great DC, great defensive mind. I think he'll have something cooked up against Daniels. He's got 18 weeks to look at the film since their first matchup. Daniels did dominate them on the ground that week 1 game, but they kind of forced him into some mistakes that game. And I think Baker, he has a chip on his shoulder after this whole, sliding that tackle in that New Orleans game and getting hit when he was in mid-slide. I think he's got a chip on his shoulder for not making the Pro Bowl. And I think they're playing at home too. Yeah, I think Baker, last year, everyone counted him out. He dominated Jalen Hurts and the Eagles in that opening round game, too. No one thought he was going to win that one. So Baker's going to surprise some people, even though – and also the crazy thing about this is, while the Buccaneers are the favorite to win this game, 87% of the money is on the Commanders in this game.
So, really?
Everyone's betting on the Commanders.
Okay.
So And Vegas doesn't like to lose, so I think I'm going to be on the side of this one here. So,
yeah, that's why I'm going to end up buying points for the Buccaneers to make it a little more manageable, just to sprinkle on top of a big parlay.
Everybody in the chat's laughing right here. Not Stevie Wonder, JD. You're wrong for that one. Yeah, Marcin, just like LeBron.
What you call him? 50? You call him 55 years old?
Yeah. Richie said, "Hey man, I'm 55. I know Richie, but Aaron Jones has been playing for 25 years. Okay,
what's the line for Coming to America? Muhammad Ali was 55 years old."
Said yeah, Rocky Marciano beat Joe Louis. Joe Louis, 55 years old. 55 years old.
Tej, you got a headline before we get out of this one because both you guys are on the Commanders.
I didn't even think about that. Baker's cooked.
Baker's cooked.
There you go. There you go.
You see his face.
I was wondering how you're going to go with that.
I was just doing that just for you, just for you.
And Baker, we trust, man.
Baker's timer runs out.
I'll tell you what, if Baker does go past this round, whoever he's got next round, ooh boy, better be careful. Better be careful. And it might be a Jalen Hurts Baker rematch. I'll tell you what, Baker dominated Eagles last year. He'll do it again, and he did it again this year during the regular season. And people are sleeping on Baker's season right now. And I'm very disappointed.
He's been impressive. I'm not. Look, he's been absolutely impressive. Okay, I have absolutely became somewhat of a believer. He deserves the money that he's gotten. He's earned every bit of it. Okay. But
what you saw last week, it went down for you a little bit.
It lost their respect, arrogance. I was like, that's the reason this guy right here can't ride with him. Sorry.
So far, you guys. So Jay's differed on Denver, but you guys have been the same every way so far. All right, so we got 4-5 matchup on the AFC side. So Saturday, January 11th at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We have on CBS. We have Chargers traveling to Houston. This is the only game of the weekend where the opposing team is the traveling team, the road team is the favorite, and it's kind of an insult to the Houston Texans. CJ Stroud and D'Amico Ryans actually spoke on this today. They actually talked about how this is actually going to give them some added fuel going to this game, being the underdogs as the lead dog team in this one. But yeah, so 2.5-point dogs at home. JD, who do you have in this Chargers versus Texans matchup?
You know what? Tej was saying the last game was hard for to choose. This one is the one for me. Okay, on this one, it really is. Man, you have two very good football teams, two very talented quarterbacks, and you got some very talented weapons. But I do believe, oh man, if the Chargers, good defense, great defense, come out to Stroud, get him kind of little jittery in the pocket, changes things. I think it changes things for him. But they have a really solid defense. Houston does. Justin Herbert is a really good quarterback. Edwards has been playing really well. They got Will Dissly as a tight end, and it really hadn't been doing anything. But Johnson's been doing a good job. McConkley has been doing a good job. Palmer's been doing a good job. But the Houston Texans just got Deontay Johnson down there. And I think it's going to be the difference. I really do. They needed a guy after losing Tank Dell and Schultz. Mixon is going to be looking good. I think Houston was going to win this game out, man. I think they're going to win. I'm on Houston this week. So very good coaches, good defenses. Both of them got good defenses. But if they put the ball in the hand of Mixon, Deontay Johnson actually shows up, makes some football, some plays. With Schultz and those guys, I think he's going to be all right. So I like the Texans on this one. I like the Texans.
Yeah, I'm with you. This is the most difficult game for me to pick as far as a winner in this one.
Yeah.
You can make an argument for both sides here. And I bet the Ravens are kicking themselves for letting Deontay Johnson go with Zay Flowers' injury, because he'd be a nice fill-in for Zay Flowers if he was still there. Teja, we were talking about this when you I don't know what happened to you, but Chargers are the only road team or the only road favorite.
Yeah, I heard that before I disappeared.
So what do you have in this one?
I am going. This is a tough one. This is like the AFC version of the Buccaneers game for me. I'm going Chargers. I think they definitely want you to take the plus money for a home team in the playoffs. I just think Harbaugh will have them ready for this game, man. Harbaugh's got a lot of playoff experience as a coach. I think he'll rise to the occasion. I think it's going to be a low scoring game. I think it'll be like 20-17 Chargers. I think this one, as low as it is right now, I think it's going to be even lower than that. I think this game's going to be in the 30s.
Wow.
Yeah, I think it's going to be low scoring. The highest, I think it would be like 23-20. So if I take this game safely by to the mid 40s, I think it'll go under that. Yeah.
I'd love to see Herbert lose, like not win another playoff game. That'd be amazing. Just because I'm tired of people still trying to throw him in the top 5 quarterback conversations. Like, okay, win a playoff game first. And I was love him to not win a game for that reason. I was tired of it. I do think the Chargers win, though. I think the Tank Dell injury really hurt Houston. I know Deontay Johnson's there now. I'm interested to see how much reps he gets this week, but it's crazy how much that injury kind of hurt them. And you saw after that, what happened during that game. You kind of saw everything kind of manifest into the offense is clicking throughout that whole game against us. The injury happens, and it's like kind of gone downhill since then. Mixon hasn't been the same. I don't know. It has nothing to do with Tank Dell, but Mixon hasn't done anything the last 3 weeks either. And it's crazy because he was having such a great season, but the last 3 weeks he's been kind of non-existent in the offense there. So,
but you need receivers to get open. That's the thing about it. Nico Collins is not enough. Schultz is not enough. Now you got an actually legit guy on the outside of Deontay Johnson.
Yeah.
So they needed a guy like that. I think Joe Mixon, he could carry the load, but when he was in Cincinnati, he needed a Higgins, he needed a Jamar Chase, he needed guys around him also too to cook the way that he could cook. You know, we seen Dameon Pierce take off running for a couple yards. I like Dameon Pierce. He got hurt. Shoot, Mixon came in. That might be something that they do. Okay, mix it up a little bit, tempo wise as far as with those two. But I think if they do get Deontay Johnson the football, I think it changes things for him offensively. I think that opens up Mixon too. So we'll just have to see. Nico Collins is incredible. He's one of the best route runners in the league right now. He's been phenomenal. If I was CJ Stroud, I'll look for that joker all over the place. Now he's got somebody that can to run those routes with him. So, and maybe Deontay Johnson needed to be happy because he's playing. He's like, look, now I'm at a place that I'm needed. I'm needed. It's not Carolina. It's not up here with the Ravens. I'm a needed guy down here. So we'll see what he's going to do.
Lights out in Houston.
Okay, so you got Chargers in this one.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so JD's going with Houston here. It's another underdog for JD this week. I like it. Spicy. And it looks like everybody in the chat is going. Pretty much everyone's going Chargers. I think people like the idea of having multiple AFC West teams in the following round, which is true. I think people have kind of dogged our division over the last few years, saying, "Oh man, of course, Chiefs, run through the AFC West. They have the Raiders in there." It's like, well, no. Obviously, you see now we have home run hitters in the AFC West. Okay, so if JD has his way with Denver, I know he has Houston winning this game, but if Denver and the Chargers somehow get to the divisional, that's 3 AFC West teams in the divisional. That'd be kind of nuts.
It would be.
And
let's go AFC West, man. Let's go. Let's go.
And remember, JD called Chargers and Broncos making the playoffs, so let's not forget that.
Mm-hmm.
So we would play in JD's world, we play the Broncos in the second round.
Yep. A lot of guys would want to avenge that 38-0 loss.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Kick him in the teeth.
All right, so the final playoff matchup. This is Monday night, January 13th, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on ESPN. The Vikings will be traveling to Los Angeles to play the Rams. Vikings are a 1.5-point favorite. This is the other game where the visiting team is a favorite. Rams are a 1.5-point dog at home. Over-under for this game is 47.5. Yeah, I mean, who do you guys have in this one? This is a pretty exciting game. It should be an offensive, high-power kind of game.
Shootout for sure.
Rams and Vikings have already played this season. I believe before the Vikings lost on Sunday, this was the last game. The last team they lost to was the Rams.
Yeah. I think the Vikings go in and they beat the Rams. I do. I think, they got a lot of offensive firepower. For some reason, the Rams just look wore out to me. Cooper Kupp hasn't been the same guy the last couple of weeks. I don't know what's going on with him. I mean, he's just been kind of over for some of these things. Puka Nakua's been doing a great job, obviously, like always. But man, I mean, Warren is. I mean, he's shoot. But I do believe the staff of those guys are just outmatched. I do. I think they're outmatched. So, and I like Brian's defense. I think he's going to have them guys humming, especially during the playoffs. So, I got Minnesota.
I think the Rams are super confident going into this, the way they just didn't bother playing anyone their last week. They're happy with whoever they played. They're confident. Darnold looked pretty rough. He looked terrible in that last game. In a pretty much playoff game. It was important. It was a really important game. To go from the 2 to 5 seed, I think was the drop.
1 to 5.
1 to 5, yeah, even worse. I mean, that's a playoff game, right? I mean, win and you get a bye, lose and you have to travel. That's
apparently anonymous executives told Colin Cowherd that Darnold lost a lot of money if he does hit the open market. He lost a lot of money because of that game on last weekend, and this is an even bigger game for his potential contract this season.
He can wipe it out with this, which adds even more pressure to a guy who sees ghosts. So I got the Rams. I think they're confident. I think they have so much playoff experience. I think it's a high over-under. That's tough. I think it's right around there, though. Maybe like a 27-24. But I think the Rams win.
And I'll say this, when we open the show, what we talked about, what's going on in Los Angeles right now. It would be a nice story, and I know some conspiracy theorists out there would say, "Oh man, of course, it's something, whatever, things are happening in LA, and then you have 2 LA teams win and go to the next round." I think that'd be a really cool story. Obviously, the games have to be played, right? But it would be cool to have LA Chargers and the LA Rams advance to the next round, given all that's going on in the Los Angeles area right now, giving some kind of optimism and hope amongst the people there. Obviously, you're losing your home. The last thing you care about is the football team, but it does give some kind of, an aura of a feel good kind of vibe over there.
Yeah. Plus these guys live there themselves, right? Like they know people who've had their homes.
And you could also use that as a reason why this may not go well for LA. I mean, because think about it, that's
right. I was going to say, who's to say that doesn't bother them? They don't put him in disarray.
Isn't Darnold from that area too?
He is. He's from California.
So, yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, I didn't even think about that aspect, how it can affect the players. Because you have both LA teams in the playoffs, so that definitely affects them.
Yeah.
Interesting. I'll go LA too in this one. I think, the confidence they showed not playing their starters last week. Because they had seeding on the line in that game. They didn't care about the seeding. I think they would have been 3 if they'd won the game. But yeah, they took the 4, I guess. Yeah, that's right. It was a Buccaneers and Rams flip flops. So they went from a 3 to a 4 when they lost. And the Buccaneers got the 3 spot. So they didn't care. They were fine with whatever seed they were. And I think that kind of exudes some confidence. And I think, yeah. And also, too, with the way the Lions with their talk about a team that's dealing with JV kind of guys, the Lions defense is depleted. They have guys that just picked up off the street who were playing for them last week, and they were just blitzing the heck out of Darnold. So I can see them definitely blitzing the heck out of Darnold again this week to see to replicate that.
Yeah. See how he responds.
Yeah.
See how he responds. So I tell you what, if that was something that you exposed about him, they're going to be ready for the blitz. I guarantee it. It's like, okay, that's what happened to us last time. What are we going to do? What is the contingency plan if we do get blitzed? Okay. Can we keep Aaron Jones in there to block? No. Not with that 5-head, he can't. Nope. You got to do somebody else. Right? So.
Yeah. 5-head.
I don't know. He might see Stevie and him at the game, and see his brother with the, what's up, Stevie? Hey, man, somebody say you look like me.
So this is the last match with the wild card weekend preview. So just going over it, JD has Denver. Teja and I both have Baltimore or Buffalo. We all have Baltimore against the Steelers. Teja and JD have Philly. I have Green Bay. Teja and JD both have Washington. I have Tampa. And then Houston and LA. JD's got Houston. Teja and I both have the Chargers. And then Teja and I both have the Rams. And JD's got Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of mix there with everybody.
Yeah.
But all right, guys. Well, that does it for our lovely playoff preview. We hope everybody enjoyed that, and hopefully you guys can make some picks from that. And it should be an interesting weekend. JD, you're gonna say something?
No, I was gonna say. So G-Pick said Stevie can't see it. He would have to feel for validation. Y'all know Stevie can see, right?
He can?
Yeah.
What? I don't know.
Yeah.
He's blind.
Yeah, that's what they've been saying.
Well, I've seen some of the video.
You see when he caught the microphone?
No.
The microphone stand was falling, and Stevie reached out to grab it.
He's got that daredevil sense, man.
I guess maybe that's it. Maybe that's what it is. The extra sense. I'm just saying that's what it's been saying. Me and my kids was up here always watching it. My grandson, and we watched Stevie reach out and grab his microphone stand that was falling. Now I'm like, oh heck no. Somebody said there was who was it? Lionel Richie said he went out there to his car, and Stevie was in the driver's seat talking about, you ready to go for a ride? So Stevie was backing out of his driveway.
Huh.
Saying. Just look, hey, I tell you what y'all do. Y'all yo, listen, I'm gonna tell y'all what, it's like one of those things, it's really funny, but go and say Stevie Wonder can see. Or put in something with the video.
Was it a compilation video?
Yeah, like he had a couple of things of it. And he just reached out for the mic. I was like, wait a minute. And so we analyze the person walking by, when he puts his hand out there, when he grabs it and whatnot. Let it go.
I have seen videos of like pretty women like kind of walking by or like being near him, and like you tell he's like looking at like the woman and stuff in the videos.
That?
Well, you can see his eyes are on like these pretty women that are around him and whatnot. Everyone's
he smells the perfume, man.
Could be. That's a daredevil in him. You smell the scent, and you can see after that.
Yeah, exactly. He smells pretty.
Stevie Wonder's nephew went to elementary school with my kids in Virginia. Oh, okay. Whereabouts in Virginia? About time. I didn't know Stevie Wonder had any connections to VA. Interesting.
Oh man, you got all these different celebrities talking about it. I'm looking on YouTube. Check it out. You know,
All right, guys. Well, we hope everybody enjoyed the episode. We hope everybody enjoys Wildcard Weekend. Everyone can kind of breathe a sigh of relief. So someone
This
made
is why you want the buy right here.
Yeah, Witchy Hall says, yeah,
Why
look at all relaxed and laughing. It's good to be the number one seed. Yes.
Yeah.
great,
yeah,
to be in our world right now, baby. Great to be in our world. So we love it. Be lovely. So I'm the Brown, legally partial, full, and congenial, one you're born with. Yeah, different states of blindness is what I'm the Brown is saying. Correct. But
Which one is he is the question.
yeah. So
Yeah.
That's square one.
all right. Oh man, look, it was a good episode. Everybody saying a good episode, amazing show, fellas. Appreciate you all staying out here with us, talking this stuff, man. Look, playoffs. This right here,
Playoffs.
playoffs.
Mm-hmm. Let's try another game.
I'm so excited just for what we're about to see this weekend. Really, there's going to be some very good football games. Very good football games. And I do believe there's going to be a couple of upsets here. I do. Hopefully, one of them's going to be Denver beating the Bills. Okay, hopefully, we'll see that. But other than that, man, just kind of sitting back. We'll watch the carnage go and let these guys beat each other up. But I think with what we'll see at the end of this, the Chiefs are going to be ready to play whoever comes in. Okay. No, there was a whole narrative. They didn't want to play the Bengals and all that, which is crazy talk in itself. Okay. But these guys are going to be ready. They're going to be absolutely ready to roll. And I can't wait to see what the product they put out on the field when it's time for them to do it. Okay. And I know Arrowhead, GHA Field is going to be rocking. It's going to be rocking. That week is going to be exciting. That's going to be exciting. So, but just kind of saying that, man. Appreciate everybody that's coming out. Let me give a shout out to everybody that just came in: Dane, G Pick, Andre Chenault, I'm the Brown, Sasha, Witchy Hall, Charles Driving, Kevin Mars, The Barbershop, Nanny Sherry, Hearts and Roses, About Time, Clutch Code. Let me see, Dane, Valori Sanders. Let me see, who else was it? Ray 028. I seen who else is there? Tilly Train. Good to see you as well. G-Pick, Sin McBride. Let me see who else we have in here. But Trey L snuck in. Good to see you, man. Charles Driver, Don Peterson. Let me see. Well, my nephew was in here. Susan, good to see you as well. This one thing I want to do too. Okay. I hope I'm not out of bounds on this one. Okay. But I want to say this. There's somebody here that comes out for chief concerns, okay, is in need of some things. All right. And what I would like to do, okay, if you find it within your hearts to give $1, $5, whatever, but we're going to put a package together, Marcus. I'm just letting you know about this right now, okay, for this person out here. I'm just going to keep them anonymous to everything that's going on, right? But if you will, I don't really know how the whole like people giving dollars and stuff like that to things, but we want to put a package together for our family. When I call everybody out here Chief Concerns family, we are family and we take care of one another. And so we'll go ahead and get some money. I'm gonna put some money together myself, Marcus, for this person to help with the things they need in their life, okay, and their family. So everybody, find a soft spot in your heart. Like I said, $1, $2, whatever you want to give, everything's gonna be fine. If you don't, that's fine too. Give the prayers and the thought, all those different things. Like we said, we want to talk about positivity. Okay, it's the same thing talking about the people out here that's dealing with the fire. Tej, my man, our prayers is with you as well. Like we said, we're gonna stay positive in everything too, man. Hope everything works out. We know it will. Just want everybody out here to be safe. But whatever we give, we making sure we putting this thing to package for the person out here. Okay. And like I said, man, we're a family. We take care of one another. So thank you all, man. God bless. Love you guys for this that you were able to do. And so that's all really I needed to say. That's it. So I just so appreciative of everybody on here. I really am. I think y'all don't quite understand exactly how deeply I appreciate and I love you all. Thank you so much. Okay, for your presence and your interactions, really, and just who you are. Okay, we have a good time out here, but we're gonna love each other while we're doing it. Have a good time while we're doing it. Okay, so thank you.
Yeah. Couldn't have said it better myself, JD. Yeah. We love you all. You guys are family. We are a family on this show. That's the one thing we always say. Chief Concerns is a family. It's not a channel. It's not a podcast. It's a family and it's a community that wasn't for you guys, we wouldn't have that community. So we appreciate all you guys. Yeah. JD, G-Pick did mention something about doing a little post-game post wild card game show on Sunday night after the Bills game, because our opponent will be by that point we'll know who our opponent is after the Bills game. So
yeah, I'm good with that.
I'm down. You guys down Sunday night?
Yeah, let's do it.
So yeah. You guys, G-Pick, you got your wish. You guys get to see our mugs a little bit more. So there you go.
Yeah. Can't get enough of us. I appreciate you all, man. Appreciate you all. So that'll be good, man. I love coming to talk to you all. Absolutely. Anytime, anywhere. Let me know. We are there. This guy's here. And I know his brothers right here. They right there with you too, man. Dunn and Dash. Dash, Dunn and Dash. That's how it is.
All day, baby.
Dash and Dunn. Dunn and Dash.
Dash and Dunn. There it is. So,
I appreciate everybody who's contributing to after what JD said. You guys are all amazing.
Thank you all, man. Appreciate you. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. All right. Love you guys, man. I do. Love you. Okay. So I know your heart and everything is there, man. Appreciate every one of you. Thank you so much.
Appreciate y'all.
Get them nuts.
All right. Well, everybody enjoys their rest of the week, and we'll see you guys Sunday after the big game. And guys, look at our social media channels. We'll be posting our underdog picks for each game coming up this weekend. So we'll have a couple picks for each game, and we'll post it on our social media channel. So be on the lookout for that. But yeah, we'll see you guys Sunday night after the Bills game's over, and we'll know who our opponent is. So we'll see you guys Sunday. Hope everybody enjoys the games, and love you all and love everyone's contributions for our friend. So
thank you. All right. Love you, brothers. Love you out there, Chiefs Conservative community. All right. Y'all take care. God bless each and every one of you all. All right.
Love y'all.
Be safe.
Y'all.
We'll see y'all. All right.
See you guys Sunday.
Later on.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out the best clips from Chief Concerns. And if you prefer to listen to the show, subscribe and follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and anywhere else you get your podcasts.